that story. I actually cried over a game just like in the last 2 weeks. But that's very well told. Okay, I'm just kidding. As schools around the country get set for week one of the college football season, the one, the only Mel Kiper Jr. along with Todd McShay are already looking ahead to the 2020 NFL Draft in an article that is now posted to ESPN.com. And Mel is here with us. Mel, it's never too early to start looking ahead to this stuff. Who do you see as the 2020 NFL Draft top overall prospect as we sit here right now?
Based on grade, not mock draft projections, Grinny, it would be Jeudy, wide receiver from Alabama, who had a spectacular year. Obviously, you're going to have another big year with the Tua throwing the football. You got Henry Ruggs there as well. Host of outstanding receivers, Jalen Waddle, the great sophomore. So I think Jeudy's one of many receivers in this draft. T. Higgins, Clemson. You got Grant Delpit, the safety at LSU, and Chase Young, defensive end, Ohio State. So it's strong at the top. But I think the best player going into this season is Jeudy, wide receiver, Alabama. And Mel, help me. I can't quite remember. Has a receiver ever gone number one overall? It's not jumping out to me right now. Any receivers ever go number one overall? It's like, 24 years ago, maybe, somewhere around there, that some receiver from USC maybe went number one. I don't quite remember his name. He's ignoring me. Look at Keyshawn. He's ignoring me. I'm giving him all this love.
Sorry, I was over here talking on the sideboard. Yeah. That
by the way,
pretty well for me, though. Thank you.
It was okay. That wasn't exactly how I planned for that to go. Let's move forward. Let's talk about Jeudy's quarterback at Alabama. That, of course, is Tua Tagovailoa, who has gotten an extraordinary amount of attention and struggled down the stretch last year. What do you need to see from him this year for the evaluation?
Well, they obviously stay healthy, but the arm strength, I think that's something you need to improve on as we move forward. And it happens with quarterbacks once they get in the NFL. It happens with kids in college like Tua. I think you'll see improvement there. He has all the receivers that you need. He certainly has the talent around him to have a spectacular year. The schedule of him very much cooperates as well. I think, Tua, just a little bit more velocity, Greeny, and he certainly, we know, could be in line and will be in line to be the number one pick overall.
Now, he'll be battling it out, we would assume, with Justin Herbert, the kid from Oregon that we were just talking about. We will see him Saturday night on ABC in this huge game against Auburn, which will be very interesting. He made an interesting decision. He could have come out last year. Do you see that decision paying off for him this coming year?
I think it was the only decision. It was a very wise decision. He did not look like a first-round draft choice last year. I think he will this year. He may look like the number one pick overall. Physically, he looks that part. He's got to be more accurate on a consistent basis, make better decisions, get that ball out of his hand. If it all comes together for Herbert with his skill set, he will challenge to be the number one pick in the draft and challenge Tua to be the first quarterback taken. But where they are right now is the way I grade kids, Greeny. I don't worry about what they will be. I worry about what they are. That's why the big board is the stock exchange, moving up, moving down. Right now, Justin Herbert does not deserve to be in that top five, but he certainly could be if that improvement takes place.
All right, and so Tua and Herbert have gotten a lot of attention. Give me other quarterbacks that we should be keeping an eye on that could be moving up on these draft boards.
Well, Jacob Eason at Washington, a transfer from Georgia. This is his year. This is his time to shine. He has the receivers, the line. He's got the running back. He's got everything in place to have a big year. He's got big-time size, big-time arm talent. He could certainly rise very highly up the board. And certainly you look at a guy like Jordan Love, quarterback at Utah State. Now, the problem there is you're at Utah State. You got a new coach, new coordinator, okay? You got 4 new receiving entities, 3 new receivers, new tight end, 4 new offensive linemen, and your top running back's gone. And you got to play LSU on the road October 5th. So his numbers may come down from 64%, 32 touchdowns, 6 picks, but Jordan Love can spin it, and he's had a great year when he gets some help. Whether he gets enough help this year remains to be seen.
You can get more from Mel and McShay. Again, their guide to the college football season with 25 NFL draft questions is up right now on ESPN.com. Mel, good to see you as always, and we'll do this again soon. Meanwhile, from the college stuff to the pros, as the preseason winds down, there are still unanswered questions in the NFC, like Aaron Rodgers. We haven't seen him play in the preseason, which doesn't seem like a big deal till you remember he's in a new offense with a new coach for the first time since he became the starter. You can see why Green Bay has elected to sit him, though. Something like that might happen. Cam Newton going down. Will he be healthy in time for the opener? That's a major question mark. And then, of course, there's Ezekiel Elliott. He's yet to play this preseason. That's not because anyone has made that decision. It's because he remains a holdout. And so we have Bobby Carpenter doing his NFC predictions for us this morning. We split them into two pieces. So he has the Rams winning the NFC West, the Vikings in the North, and the Saints in the South. How about that battle between Philly and Dallas in the NFC East?
Despite the turmoil with what's going on in Dallas, I believe in Jerry Jones. He's going to get this thing done. We're going to throw the Cowboys up there, and it's going to be largely because of number 21, Zeke Elliott, and what he's able to do. The guy's the best running back in the NFL with the ball in his hand from behind center. When he's also getting it out of the backfield, he's phenomenal. They've got a great defense. Jalen Smith is just locked up long term. They're going to be able to take care of Philadelphia and be able to win a very tight division race. But I have them taking the NFC East.
Remember, they open with 2 division games. If they play those without Zeke, it could go a long way towards deciding this division. So those are your 4 division champs. How about the wild cards?
And so you talked about Philadelphia. You know, they're one of the best teams you're going to find in the NFL. Carson Wentz has to stay healthy. But what I love is that explosive offense. They've got a good defense, but they're able to push the ball down the field. Wentz, as Dan has talked about, gives them an added dimension. And then they went out and made some additions this year. They brought Deshaun Jackson back in. Love his explosion, his vertical threat. And then also the addition of Miles Sanders, the running back out of Penn State. He's going to give them an element in the passing game that's going to be phenomenal with him out of the backfield. So I have Philly as my first wild card. Then we're going to get last, but certainly not least, a team in the NFC that a lot of people love, and it was a tight race with the Central Bears. We're going to throw them right up in there. And the reason I don't have them winning, and people don't like to talk about it because it's an offensive and it's a sexy league, but Vic Fangio leaving, going to the Denver Broncos, I believe that is hurting the Chicago Bears more than what people believe. Chuck Pagano will do fine, but the relationship he had, understanding that defense, they're going to be good. All the dudes are still there. Khalil Mack is still going to wreck quarterbacks, but I think there will be a little bit of a fall off. They probably won't create quite as many turnovers. And so that's why I have the Bears, as you're looking at me sideways, Mr. Orlovsky,
Look at Dan's
as
face.
the wild card.
This is what happens when guys get emotional. So you played for part of your career for the who?
The Dallas Cowboys.
Okay, so is Zeke going to be running from Cabo or something? Like, are we think
that deal will be done.
this team's going to be better than this team?
Yeah.
Yes.
This one of the best teams in the NFL is going to be in a lower division or a lesser place in that division.
Didn't this team
without Zeke?
This team won the division. This team didn't.
Y'all can tell me as much as you want that Zeke will be there. Until Zeke's there, he's not there, right?
Well, he is there right now.
And then Chuck Pagano's replacing Vic Fangio, right?
He's good.
They still got Eddie Jackson.
They got all the players.
And they still got Roquan Smith.
All the dudes.
And they still got Hicks and Khalil Mack.
They're all there. I know it.
I don't mind them as a wild card. I don't mind that.
He's on board.
That's okay.
They still have dominant players.
And he knows
Chuck Pagano just fine.
The defensive players is going to win their games.
I just don't understand this.
Let the arguments continue. I love it all. They're his picks, and I'll live with them. I disagree with them myself. Meanwhile, let me quickly get you around the bases in the majors. Astros ace Justin Verlander ejected last night in the 6th inning for arguing balls and strikes. He thought he struck out Tommy Pham. Pitch is called a ball. He yelled something at home plate umpire Pat Hoberg, and that was his night. Astros, by the way, would win the game 15-1, but it would be Verlander getting ejected last night, and as you see, he got his money's worth. Meanwhile, Cardinals tie a season high. Their 6th straight win. They beat the Brewers 6-3 in Milwaukee. Yadi Molina, 3 for 3, 2 homers, his 7th career multi-homer game. St. Louis still up 3 on the Cubs in the Central. Milwaukee now 6.5 out in the division, 3.5 back in the wild card race. The Cubs, as mentioned, take the opener of a critical 3-game set at Citi Field, 5-2 over the Mets. Addison Russell, Javi Baez, each hitting 2-run homers off Marcus Stroman, who took the loss. The suddenly slumping Mets have now lost 4 in a row, all of those at home. So where does it all leave us as we wake up this morning? The Cubs win, coupled with the Phillies' loss, extends Chicago's lead in the 2nd wild card spot to 2 games. The Cardinals, with their win, they've won 9 out of 10. They're still up 3 in the Central. And again, the Brewers 3.5 out of the 2nd wild card. We hope you will get up with us tomorrow morning. Dwayne Haskins and Daniel Jones get playing time Thursday night, maybe. When will we see them in the regular season? Trevor Lawrence and Clemson kicking off a season as good as he is. What areas does Lawrence need to improve? We will answer that question, and why Coco Gauff is quickly moving from phenom to superstar. All that and more. Get up with us, 8 Eastern on ESPN.